Okay, hi everybody. It's Scott McVicker here, one of the PHP developers, and this is just a quick screencast to show you how to write a simple test. So as you can see, I've opened up my terminal here, and I'm now going to cd into my dev folder. That's where I keep all of my PHP related things. And I'm going to create a new folder where I'm going to keep my tests. So I shall just create a folder called phpt tests. And I shall jump into that folder. So, as we see, we've got an empty folder now, and I'm going to show you how to write your first test. So I'm just going to do it in Nano here, because it's to hand and I can keep it within the screencast, but you can use whatever text editor that you fancy. So I'm just going to call it simple test for just now, but you really should give your test a more sort of descriptive name. So within a phpt test file, you have several sections that exist. The first one is test, so test and this is a sort of description of what the test is going to do. So when you're running the test, this is what's shown as the test is executing. So for this simple test, I'm just going to make sure that PHP knows what 1 plus 1 is. So simple math test to make sure that PHP can count. Simple enough. The next thing we have is file and this is what actually executes. So when you're doing your run tests, the run test file extracts this file and executes it. So we need our PHP tags, PHP, and then echo 1 plus 1, and make sure you got your closing tags, and that's it. So when the run test runs, it will take that file into a separate file, execute it, and then compare the output of that script to the output of the expect section. So expect is just compared verbatim to the output of the script. So we know that 1 plus 1 should equal 2. And then we output that test. So that's your simple test. It's just echo 1 plus 1 and it should be 2. So next we're going to actually try and execute the tests. So I've got a checkout to hand that includes runtest.php. So I know exactly where this is. So php 5_3 sappy CLI PHP. And that's the PHP I built earlier this morning. And to know that within that folder I have a copy of CLI, back there, I have a copy of runtest there. Okay, and I'm wanting to test my dev folder and then my phpt test folder. So if I run that, I'm going to get an error because it doesn't know what executable I'm actually trying to test. So on OS X and Linux, we export an environmental variable that tells the run test script what we're actually trying to test. So I know that is slash dev php 5.3 sappy CLI PHP. So I've exported that variable now, so when we echo it, it should know that that is the path to a version of PHP. As we see, it's got the version of PHP that I checked out earlier today. So lazily, if I just push up and get that command back out, and if we run this, we should get a pass test. There we go. So that's a simple test for PHP to make sure that it can do some simple maths. I hope this helps you work out how to write your first simple test. There are plenty more sections that are needing tested, and within the phpt test there's more than just test, file and expect, but I'm going to cover that in a further screencast. Thanks for listening.